Alright, multiplying fractions is one of the easiest things you're going to do. Also one of the most critical. You got to keep this skill with you forever. The key thing you have to know is multiplying fractions is literally just multiplying some numbers together. Top and bottom, no big deal. Let's say we have 3/5 times 1/2. You're going to multiply the top numbers by each other and the bottom numbers by each other. And it'll look a little something like this. Right? So 3 times 1, 5 times 2, you just multiply across the top, multiply across the bottom, and you would get 3/10. Now, you just read, right, the last question told you that if you multiply by something less than 1, things get smaller. Alright, now that's a useful thing to sort of hear in words, but then we gotta visualize this, right? So, we have 3/5, and we're gonna multiply by 1/2. 1/2 is less than 1, right? It's less than 1 whole. 1/2 is less than 1 whole. So, we multiplied by something less than 1, and we got 3/10 out of the answer. Now let's visualize it so that we can really see it. This is 3/5, that's where we started, and this is 3/10. And that's where we ended, right? Now this is clearly less than 3/5. Clearly less than. Yeah? Now, we're going to get into the number sense of all of that later, but we have to have this physical feeling of it, right? You have to internalize this idea. I can tell you all day long, if you multiply by something that's less than 1, then, but greater than 0, then it's going to decrease by this much and all this stuff, but it just sounds like math jargon, right? We got to feel it. We got to get it inside of our bones. And this is how we do it. We look at it. 3/5 times 1/2 got us this, 3/10. That's what it looks like. Now, later on, you're also going to learn some fancy little tricks. So, later on, you might see something like 3/5 times 2/4. Well, 2/4 we know is the same as just 1/2, right? So you can just convert that into 1/2 and then, proceed as usual, right? So there's going to be lots of other things upcoming, canceling and reciprocals and all sorts of fun stuff. The key thing is when you multiply across the top, you multiply across the bottom. That's what you got. All right, ready, set, practice.